Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Cette histoire est probablement une fiction. Ce jeu est une fiction, bien que s'inspirant d'événements de personnages historiques. Bonjour et bienvenue pour cet épisode 7 de The Concile. Alors voilà. Dernièrement, il me semble que nous avons interrogé Emily Hosbrough, alias Boops, et notre Allemand qui était amoureux de madame. Et on s'était arrêté devant
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Monsieur Jacques Perru. Allez, c'est parti. Franchement, on va pas se mentir, j'appréhende de ouf d'aller voir ce pélo. Mais c'est pour la bonne cause. Ouais, la dernière fois, on s'était frité. Oh là 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 là, il a l'air méchant. Michel, j'ai peur.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Ok.
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
Alors, lui, j'ai pas tellement le droit de me rater. J'ai bien envie de prendre la petite potion qui va bien. On va essayer la... ou alors on essaie la psychologie, hein. 3 potions. Ah, 3 potions. Vas-y, je vais en boire une, on va voir. C'est laquelle déjà? Guéri, non. Dévoile temporairement. Ouais, tais-toi, la croix à la balte. Allez, on teste ça direct.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Oh bah non, j'ai bu une potion juste pour ça. Attends.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Ah.
You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself.
Wow, alors, j'ai trouvé son empreinte de pied sur les lieux. Très franchement, il s'avance quand même un petit peu, on va pas se mentir. J'ai gagné un point d'effort.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Bon, ok. Cela dit, est-ce que ça m'a marqué que... Oui. Bon. Il y a forcément des trucs à faire ici.
Nice decor for a revolutionary tribunal judge's room.
Elle.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Oh. Chacun a son petit coffre. Et j'ai l'impression que chacun pose sa clé un peu genre dans le manoir, au paf. On dit je vais la mettre là, hop. C'est juste surréaliste, mais bon.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
J'ignore si nous nous reverrons. Je suis prisonnier aujourd'hui, piégé par mes propres décisions. Tu dois être protégé. Mon avenir est perdu, mais toi, tu peux encore être sauvé. Quelle que soit la rancœur que tu auras contre moi, sache que j'ai pactisé avec un diable que je ne pensais maîtriser. Je croyais que je connaissais les monstres, mais ce que j'ai fait pour la France n'est rien comparé à ce dont ils sont capables. Aujourd'hui, je ne vois pas d'issue. Les mâchoires se referment sur moi. Je t'aime maintenant et à jamais. Que va. Que va. Ok. Oh. Bonsoir. Aha. Une benne yoar. Ok. Ça c'est un miroir. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce machin sur son lit? Ouah, le gros chausse-pied de la mort qui tue. En vrai, y a rien. Ah.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival. Lord William Mortimer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? La clé. Oh! Bah tiens, pour une fois, il y en a un qui met sa clé chez lui. De l'élixir d'or. Alors. Il n'y a pas l'air d'avoir de traces on the floor. De passage
Records
secret.
of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Ok. Du coup, j'aurais pu découvrir qu'il était allergique à la psychologie. Mon Dieu, une boîte à cigares. Mais qu'est-ce que c'est? Super bien. Bon, par contre, si tu vois ce que je veux dire, j'ai trouvé une clé.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Le mec, il regarde à gauche, à droite, voir s'il y a personne d'autre et il est juste dans son dos. Par contre, je joue ses affaires et le mec, il ne dit rien. Oh. Hop, il a mis
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Alors, le juge Pérou a envoyé des fonds à un orphelinat pour s'occuper des enfants de ceux qu'il a mis à la guillotine.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Yes, de l'autre milice. Bon, bah voilà, c'est bien. Du coup, t'as un jambon.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Interrogatoire. Ça s'est débloqué. Tout à l'heure, je pouvais pas. Ok. Interrogatoire, je vais le faire après, parce que ça peut le braquer. Ça, j'ai demandé. Par contre...
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Ok, bon, bah je vais lancer la dernière discussion.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Allez.
Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams' murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
Ok, j'ai fini.
Goodbye, sir. We shall meet again.
Probably. Donc j'ai chopé... alors déjà... Évidemment, l'interrogatoire c'est son délire à lui, puisqu'il est... c'est un juge, donc il sait mener les discussions. Et je suis épuisé. Un point d'effort inutilisable, c'est point grave. Bien, ok. Je pense que j'ai vu ce que je voulais voir. On va aller voir Jean-Michel Bonaparte.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
L'aile.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Et allez. Immunité découverte. Ah, voilà. Alors, c'est celui-là. Vous pouvez équiper un manuscrit supplémentaire. Donc ça m'en fait 3. J'ai intérêt à en trouver quand même parce que... parce que du coup, si je peux en avoir 3 par niveau, c'est top. Il est immunité à la politique. Bien. Bien, bien, bien. Bien, 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 bien. Oh putain, mais il est là, je l'avais pas vu le tonton. Il a l'air décontenant, ça.
Bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. My dearest son, I'm
Je
writing
me permets de
to inform you
t'écrire
to act quickly.
à nouveau afin de t'implorer d'agir vite.
Paoli
La
continues to
situation
steer
se
our
dégrade
mother
rapidement
Corsica
ici.
toward open war
Paoli
with
continue
France
d'orienter
and
notre mère patrie,
His men
la
are
Corse,
everywhere,
vers une guerre ouverte
We are
entre
obliged
la
to
France et
hide
l'Angleterre.
and are unable to
Ces
remain
hommes
in the
sont
same
partout.
place when
Nous nous cachons désormais afin de ne pas
will be
rester
surprised
plus de 2
if they
jours au même
target
endroit.
us.
Je ne serais
Make
pas
haste.
étonné qu'ils s'en prennent à nous
You
très
hold our
prochainement.
destiny.
Dépêche-toi, mon
Your
fils.
loving mother.
Tu tiens notre destin entre tes mains.
Letizia
Ta mère qui
Bonaparte.
t'aime. Maria Letizia Bonaparte. Tout va bien. Je vais aller voir là-bas avant que... avant de l'interroger. Oh, il y a tel quel truc. Allez. Ah. Élixir d'or. Je suis plein craqué. Alors si c'est le truc qui enlève... Bah regarde donc. Hop. On va se faire sauter ça direct.
Golden elixir.
Et bim.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar,
Ah,
by
faut
Royer,
que je claque. Faut
two
que...
great army chiefs.
Faut que je les pète les consommables. Il n'y a pas à tortiller du cul pour chez droit.
My dear Napoleon,
Cher
as
Napoléon,
previously agreed,
comme convenu, je vous invite à vous joindre à nous en janvier sur mon île afin de participer au rendez-vous mondain organisé pour l'occasion.
organized for the king.
Nous aurons l'occasion de rediscuter de notre projet d'un nouvel ordre pour la France.
For a
J'ai
new
une proposition
order.
à vous faire concernant
I have
vos
a
envies de
proposition
placer
to make
un homme fort à la tête de la
concerning
France.
your wish to put a strong leader at the head.
Je vous ferai confiance
I trust you to be
pour rester
discreet
discret
as
sur
to
votre
your
venue.
coming.
A très bientôt,
See you soon.
Lord
Lord
William,
William Moore.
mon tumeur. Ok, Kyle.
Just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
Ok, donc le flingue appartenait peut-être, certainement, à Bonaparte. Le juge Perru n'a juste pas voulu me montrer le sien. Je peux voir ton pistolet. Non. Ok.
A fragment of amber.
Yes. Ah. Bon. Du coup, j'en déduis que son flingue à lui, il a l'air d'être abattu. Peut-être qu'il a vu quelque chose. Peut-être qu'il a essayé de s'interposer. peut-être pas.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Un titan.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Piaggi, du moins Père Joseph, m'a dit que c'était un de ceux qui étaient rentrés se coucher le plus tôt.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaggi as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Donc s'il lui a montré son flingue, c'est certainement le flingue à Perru.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Il est où? Conviction et politique. Bon. Est-il sincère?
Were you able to recognize the prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Excuse me for insisting, but if you saw him or her, I'm sure you would have more information than that. It's just that you don't think it can be of help to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was it a woman, for instance? Bearing in mind that all the women here wear whalebone dresses, which is rather noticeable.
A man, I should say. I don't recall seeing the silhouette of the dress.
You see, you saw many things, in fact.
Hang on. Laissez-moi réfléchir. Let me think a minute.
A wig? His height? The sound of his footsteps, maybe.
Ah, his height. Oui, somewhat imposing. A tall man, and straight. As for the rest, I don't know, Monsieur de Richet.
Not to worry. That's already quite a lot. Thank you for everything. I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side.
I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room.
Mais je l'ai déjà
Can
fait
you
ça.
tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Oui, 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 oui.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Have a nice day. Ok. Bon. Qu'est-ce que c'est que toutes ces valises là? Alors. Morte, il m'a demandé de m'occuper de ça. Elle a disparu. Lui, je l'ai pas encore interrogé, dis donc. Lui, c'est fait, lui, c'est fait. C'est fait. Il a manqué Piaggi, Washington, Holmes. Allez. Donc, elle, c'est fait. Lui, c'est un inconnu qu'on ne connaît pas. Je vais aller vite fait dans ma chambre, on va voir s'il se passe quelque chose. Jamais, hein. Oh, je peux pas y aller. L'aile.
That's me.
L'aile. Bon, bah allez, hein, Père Joseph. En avant.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
What? Donc là, c'est fermé. Ok, ça ouvre pas en fait, ça s'ouvre pas. Tout va bien. Tout ben Chirac. Alors du coup, il nous reste
President George Washington.
Washington. J'ai dit je ne peux pas. Et il va me manquer l'autre là. Sir Hall. Ça va. Ça va de la Maison Blanche. Oh. Il y a un petit bug affiche. Elixir d'or. En même temps, c'est cool aussi d'être blindé parce que si vraiment on a besoin de claquer comme un sourd, bah on n'aura pas trop peur d'utiliser les comment les consommables. Je suis fou. Bah on va se mettre à fond et la récupérer. Voilà. Ah non, c'est ça. Allez, rule. Oh.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Ok.
My dear George,
Mon cher
I'd
George,
like to invite you to
je vous
join
aide
me
à me
in this
rejoindre
plan
comme
of
prévu chez
convainquant.
moi.
I have a
J'ai
project.
un projet à te soumettre.
It
Il
is
est temps
time
que
that
les
the
États-Unis
United
prennent une
States
place
played a more
plus
important
importante
role on
sur
the
l'échiquier
world
mondial.
stage. I understand your
Je connais tes
reluctance to
réticences à
stand
jouer avec le
fire.
feu. Je sais que ton nouveau pays est bien jeune, mais sois assuré que je ne ferai rien pour mettre en péril ce que nous avons déjà bâti ensemble.
I look
Au plaisir de te
forward to
revoir
seeing you
prochainement, ton
Your
ami
friend,
William.
William.
Cool.
Greetings, William.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on sait de Washington? Ah, rien. Il serait peut-être temps de péter une croix de mat. Déçu.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then.
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Connaît-il les raisons de sa vente ici?
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
C'est comme ça qu'il termine la discussion, lui?
Greetings, Louis.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Ça reste quand même aussi un personnage étrange, on va pas se mentir. Hein.
Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened, and I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry, countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her. It would appear that she wasn't invited to the conference.
That doesn't surprise me. The poor girl was in no way concerned by our business, and she had no political clout.
So, I don't understand why Sir Gregory invited her during the conference of his good friend Lord Mortimer. He must have realized that he wouldn't have much time to grant her. Preparing a conference does not seem an easy task. On the evening of our arrival, Lord Mortimer didn't even welcome us, what with his being so busy and all.
Yes, you're right, Louis. I didn't think of that. It is indeed rather surprising. The easiest thing to do is simply ask him, you know.
Of course. Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse
Je suis
with me
pas
to
concentré aujourd'hui. Hein.
I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Allez, go
I shan't keep you
away.
any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Il me reste Père Joseph et elle est où la porte? Elle est là. Il me reste le Père Joseph et Sir Holmes. Mais où est-ce que je vais bien pouvoir les trouver? Je sais pas où est Piot, Holmes. Et la porte à Piaggi est fermée. Du coup, ben... c'est compliqué. Je peux pas descendre? Oh! Là, c'est pour monter, du coup, il me semble. Ok. Enquêtez sur la mort d'Adams et faites votre rapport à Mortimer. Donc là, est-ce que je peux descendre? Non. Bon. Et ben, je vais monter. That's really strange. Je sais pas trop quoi penser de tout ça. Oh, il est là lui. Il va me manquer Sir Holmes.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman.
Oh, ce cliché quoi.
Lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say.
Cliché. C'est un militaire, alors du coup, il s'en est pris quelqu'un de
But if I
dérangé
were you,
psychologiquement.
I would talk to Monsieur Perrault. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Oui. Alors après... comme j'allais le dire, le seul truc qui colle pas, c'est les petites mains sur le couteau. Mais sinon, j'ai l'impression que c'était ses bottes dans la trace de sang, c'était son flingue qu'on a trouvé, parce que c'était un flingue français. Alors après, ça peut être aussi le flingue à Sarah de Richer. Tout est possible. L'aile. Bon, on fait quoi, on parle? Faut que je fasse le tour. Comment ça se passe? Qu'est-ce que c'est quoi ça?
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Eh ben...
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
D'accord. Ça, c'est effectivement, je confirme.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Really? I see. Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
Moi, clairement, je pense qu'elle n'a pas disparu, qu'elle se planque.
She isn't missing, you know.
What? What do you mean?
My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me.
C'est un perroquet, c'est pas possible.
Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
She was looking for someone.
What do you mean?
In Paris, we were working on a smuggling case to do with occult objects. We had just arrested a dealer who intended to go to you to meet a buyer. My mother was here to find out to whom he intended to sell his stolen treasure.
Oh. What was the name of your dealer?
The dealer was called von Burchard. As for the buyer, he was unknown to us.
No, I don't know anything about that. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Bulmer, and myself.
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other. I thought it had worked. Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
It's possible.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Formidable, c'est passionnant, dites-moi.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
Emily has a twin sister who knew my mother? What's she playing at, goddammit? That means...
What?
On the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Si tu veux savoir ce qui s'est passé dans ma tête à ce moment-là, je dirais un truc à peu près de ce genre-là.
Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Il s'en passe des choses en ce manoir, des gens qui vont, qui viennent.
The room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
Alors. Bien. On est là. Jusqu'ils sont là. Ma chambre est ici. Mon lit est là. Là, c'est Sœur Piaggi. Ok. Qu'est-ce que je n'ai pas exploré? La piole de la Piaggi. Là, c'est la piole de une sorte de duc que depuis le début on sait pas qui c'est. Peut-être c'est celui qui va arriver prochainement. Allez à la chambre de la tour. Je sais pas où c'est, ça doit être là en fait. Ok. Bon, je vais m'arrêter là. J'ai largement dépassé la demi-heure puisque j'en suis à 3/4 d'heure là. C'est dur de s'arrêter hein. Moi j'ai beaucoup de mal à avoir envie de m'arrêter. Libertin, j'avais pas pris un nouveau point, bon bref. Bon, dans tous les cas il se passe beaucoup de choses. Je vais me diriger vers la pièce où je suis censé aller. Je sais pas quoi penser des interrogatoires d'aujourd'hui. Celui-là de Bonaparte. Alors je suis assez content de voir que tous les personnages ne sont pas des mystères ambulants qui cachent bien leur jeu. Parce que bon, Washington est très compliqué à cerner. A l'inverse, par exemple, Bonaparte a l'air d'être assez simple à cerner. Donc c'est plutôt la bonne nouvelle et je pense que c'est par ici. Non. Non. Je suis où là? Bah si c'est pas là. La chambre de la tour. Bon, j'aurai le temps de... Oh, je sais pas c'est où la chambre de la tour. C'est quoi ce délire? Là j'ai l'impression qu'il y a 2 étages. Premier étage où je suis, rez-de-chaussée. Et t'as l'impression qu'il y a 1, 2 et 3e sous-sol. Bon bref, on va s'arrêter là. Je sais pas quoi vraiment penser de l'avancée du jeu aujourd'hui. Je suis un peu déçu. Mis à part le petit twist de fin où on se rend compte qu'il y a une jumelle, etc. On apprend que la vision elle se passe en temps réel. Ça c'est cool. Et du coup, Mortimer, j'ai l'impression qu'il sait des choses qu'il veut pas nous dire pour la simple bonne raison qu'il disait tout le temps que Sarah de Richet avait disparu alors qu'il savait qu'elle se cachait puisqu'elle était réapparue une fois pour flinguer la sœur à Emily. Emily qui a pas l'air d'être au courant parce qu'elle a pas l'air d'être choquée plus que ça, ou alors elle cache bien son jeu. Mais comme la psychologie est son point faible, et ben, j'ai envie de dire que c'est pas forcément vrai. Du coup, on va essayer de démêler le faux du vrai la prochaine fois. Encore une fois, merci de m'avoir suivi. N'hésitez pas à mettre un petit pouce bleu si vous avez aimé la vidéo. Et je vous dis à demain!